हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नहीं, पार्ट वन है। ओके, सभी प्रणाम नहीं किया अभी हमने। श्री राधा गोविंद देव जगन्नाथ दब्बे सुधा श्री गौर निताई श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। सो 10th चैप्टर, सॉरी 10th कैंटो पे चर्चा करेंगे। थैंक यू। सो 10th कैंटो, 8th चैप्टर, श्लोक नंबर 4 है, परंतु हम एक से शुरू करेंगे और 4th में परपट है तो उससे चर्चा करेंगे। हाँ, इंग्लिश है। सो आज मंगलवार है तो हम इंग्लिश में क्लास करना है, तो इंग्लिश में प्रयास करेंगे चर्चा करने का। सो पहले 3 श्लोक हैं, हम उच्चारण करेंगे, विल रिसाइट द श्लोकास एंड देन उसके बाद फिर हम चौथे पे चर्चा करेंगे। टेक्स्ट 1। गर्गः पुरोहितो राजन् यदूनां सुमहातपाः व्रजं जगाम नंदख्य वसुदेव प्रचोदितः। Translation. Shukdev Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, namely Garga Muni, who was highly elevated in the austerity and penance, was then inspired by Vasudev to go see Nanda Maharaj at his home. Verse 2. Shri Radha Govind Dev Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Text 2. त्रं दृष्ट्वा परं प्रीतः प्रत्युत्थाय कृताञ्जलिः अनर्चाधोक्षजधिया प्रणिपात पुरःसरम्। Translation. When Nanda Maharaj saw Garga Muni present at his home, Nanda Maharaj was pleased that he stood up to receive him with folded hands. Although seeing Garg Muni with his eyes, Nanda Maharaj could appreciate that Garg Muni was Adhokshaj. That is, he was not an ordinary person seen by material senses. Text 3. Supavishtam kritatithyam gira sunrataya munim nandayitva bravid Brahan Purnasya Karvamakim. Translation. When Garga Muni had been properly received as a guest and was very comfortable seated, Nanda Maharaj submitted with gentle and submissive words. Dear sir, because you are a devotee, you are full in everything. You may, yet my duty is to serve you. Kindly order me. What can I do for you? Text 4. We'll recite this verse. महद्विचलनं नृणाम् ग्रहीणां दीनचेतसाम् निःश्रेयसाय भगवान् कल्पते नान्यथा क्वचित् महद्विचलनं नृणाम् ग्रहीणां दीनचेतसाम् निःश्रेयसाय भगवान् कल्पते नान्यथा क्वचित् महद्विचलनं नृणाम् ग्रहीणां दीनचेतसाम् निःश्रेयसाय भगवान् कल्पते नान्यथा क्वचित्. Can you recite? Mahadvichalanam nृणाम् ग्रहीणां दीनचेतसाम् निःश्रेयसाय भगवान् कल्पते नान्यथा क्वचित् महद्विचलनं नृणाम् ग्रहीणां दीनचेतसाम् दीनश्रेयसाय भगवान् कल्पते नान्यथा क्वचित् महद्विचलनं नृणाम् ग्रहीणां दीनचेतसाम् निःश्रेयसाय भगवान् कल्पते नान्यथा क्वचित्. माताजी's महद्विचलनं नृणाम् ग्रहीणां दीनचेतसाम् निःश्रेयसाय भगवान् कल्पते नान्यथा क्वचित्. Okay. So translation. O my Lord, O great devotee, persons like you move from one place to another, not for their own interests, but for the sake of poor-hearted grahasthas. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada says, as factually stated by Nanda Maharaj, Garg Muni, being a devotee, had no needs. Similarly, when Krishna comes, he has no needs, for he is Purna Atmaram. Nonetheless, he descends to this material world to protect the devotees and vanquish miscreants. Pritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. This is the mission of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and devotees also have the same mission. One who executes this mission of para upakar, performing welfare activities for people in general, is recognized by Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as being very, very dear to him. Na cha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priya kritamaha. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had advised his para upakar, and he has specially advised the inhabitants of India. Bharat bhumi te haila manushya janma yara janma sartha kari karo paropakar. One who had taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharatvarsh, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. Chaitanya Charitamrit Adi Leela 9.41. On the whole, the duty of a pure Vaishnava devotee is to act for the welfare of others. Nand Maharaj could understand that Garg Muni had come for his purpose and that his own duty now was to act according to Garg Muni's advice. Thus he said, "Please tell me, what is my duty?" This should be the attitude of everyone, especially the householder. The Varna Ashram society is organized into 8 divisions: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. Nanda Maharaj represented himself as Grahastha, a householder. A brahmachari factually has no needs, but Grahi or householders are engaged in sense gratification as stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.44. Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam tayya pratachetasam. Everyone has come to this material world for sense gratification, and the purpose of those who are too attached to sense gratification and who therefore accept the Grahastha ashram is very precarious. Since everyone in this material world is searching for sense gratification, Grahasthas are required to be trained as Mahat, great Mahatmas. Therefore, Nanda Maharaj specially used the word Mahat Vichalanam. Garg Muni had no interest to serve by going to Nanda Maharaj, but Nanda Maharaj, as a Grahastha, was always perfectly ready to receive instructions from a Mahatma to gain the real benefit in life. Thus, he was ready to execute Garg Muni's order. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shilakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyaham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Pad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saritam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Nitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padai Krishna Prishthai Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminita Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshtarine Hare Krishna. So before we discuss anything, I would like to humbly request all the Vaishnavas to show their mercy so that we can deliver the message from the Parampara in true sense. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, we have started with a new chapter. Lord Krishna shows the universal form, wherein Garg Muni arrives to Nanda Maharaj's place, where here we see that Garg Muni is a sannyasi and Nanda Maharaj is a grahastha. So both have their own occupational duties. Ultimately, we are all soul, but there is an occupational duty as far as our gross and subtle body are concerned. So when Nanda Maharaj receives Garg Muni, then he does his occupational duty as a Grahastha. So Grahasthas must do austerity in terms of giving the result of their earnings, material earnings, to the welfare of the other three varnas, which are the brahmacharis, the vanaprasthas, and the sannyasis. So Nanda Maharaj had this kind of austerity and welcome all the sannyasis to the best of the spirit. And if we see Garg Muni, he is not there to receive something, but he is also there to give. So to give is the culture of our Vedic Varnashram system. Nanda Maharaj is ready to do austerity, to serve Garg Muni and give him whatever donation he could have. And a similar way, Garg Muni was there to give the message, the divine message, that gave the divine message of Bhagavad Dharma. And also there was a specific purpose he was being called, wherein Krishna has appeared and Garg Muni was there to, as an astrologer, a family astrologer, he would surely prepare the, this whole astrology thing for Krishna. And he will predict what Krishna's name should be, and he will also, predict how Krishna will be. And the specific thing Garg Muni mentions to Nand Maharaj, which strikes his heart, was that Krishna is no other than Narayan himself. So he is no ordinary child. He is Narayan himself. Well, we'll go deeper into this chapter as we go on. We'll get to know more and more. But here, how a Grahastha and a sannyasi should interact, how they should talk, how should they respect each other in a Varnashram system, has been given, clear importance. Well, because today is a special day, which is Govardhan Puja. So after having seen this aspect in this chapter, we will move on to discuss something on Govardhan Puja. So Govardhan Puja is not a very new thing. It is as old as Krishna himself. Why? Because when Krishna was a child, he only started Govardhan Puja. And since more than 5,000 years ago, this Govardhan Puja celebration started, and it's going on since ages. And as of now, today also, we are celebrating Govardhan Puja, not just in Govardhan, but all the different parts of the world. All thanks to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who has taken devotional services of Krishna to all the parts of the planet. And today, all the countries where our ISKCON centers are, where devotees are, they are celebrating Govardhan Puja. So let's see how this whole Govardhan Puja started. Well, today, His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj had given a very crisp summary on what to do in Govardhan Puja. But let's start from how this whole started. So when Krishna was a little child, and they were staying close to Govardhan Hills, and there Krishna once was sitting and he was observing his parents, and Nanda Maharaj was preparing for a big sacrifice with a lot of grains to be prepared, big arena for fire sacrifice, and then all the Vrajvasis were gathering together, all the cowherd members of that whole bigger family under Nanda Maharaj as a king was present, and they all were planning, and they all were very busy. All of a sudden, Krishna goes to Nanda Maharaj and he asks few clever questions to Nanda Maharaj. And what these questions are? So, first thing, Krishna, after his observation, asks Nanda Maharaj. First of all, before asking any question, it is very important we offer obeisances. So Krishna also offers his respect to Nanda Maharaj. And then he asks two important, pertinent questions. First, my dear father, Nanda Maharaj, Krishna is asking, what are you accomplishing? So Nanda Maharaj was like, okay, he's my child, that's fine. So he doesn't pay so much heed to Krishna. Then Krishna asks second question, for whose satisfaction is this accomplishment going on for? So, what are you accomplishing and for whose satisfaction? These were the two primary questions by Krishna. So Nanda Maharaj thought about Krishna and he said, all right, well, Krishna is not aware. He's new to our family member. He's a very new family member. So, okay, I will explain him. But then, Krishna cleverly invokes Nanda Maharaj in a way that Nanda Maharaj was not expecting. So Krishna asks Nanda Maharaj, oh father, I have a great desire to know and I am ready to hear in good faith. Certainly. No secrets are to be kept by saintly personalities who see all others as equal to themselves. So now Krishna is invoking the heart of Nanda Maharaj to reveal what is there in his heart. As a nice personality, as a saintly person, Nanda Maharaj should speak out the truth to Krishna. So now Nanda Maharaj starts taking Krishna seriously. Oh, Krishna is talking very maturely. Although he's a child, but he's talking very maturely. So Nanda Maharaj remembers Garg Muni. We just discussed, na? So Nanda Maharaj remembered Garg Muni, and Garg Muni said to Nanda Maharaj very interestingly, what? Hey, this Krishna, small little child Krishna, is no other than Narayan himself. So, while it's not being directly spoken by Shukdev Goswami, but Jiva Goswami refers or alludes to this very point. What? That Nanda Maharaj has something in his mind. What? That Krishna is no one other than Narayan himself. So when Nanda Maharaj, this whole thought comes in the mind of Nanda Maharaj, he immediately becomes very serious. And then Nanda Maharaj continues to listen to Krishna seriously now. So now, Srila Prabhupada mentions one interesting thing. He invokes the debate between tradition and scriptures. Well, we'll get into that. So Krishna asked Nanda Maharaj the same thing. What? My dear father, whatever you are doing, is it based on some scriptures or is it a custom that is going on for ages? Well, Nanda Maharaj got this question, took this question seriously. And he wanted to explain to Krishna. So he goes on. So Nanda Maharaj responds and tells Krishna, my dear Krishna, see, you know who is the controller of rain? It is Indra himself. So we please Indra, and by giving rains, when Indra gives rains, it gives us happiness and sustenance of all creatures, because without rain, creatures cannot sustain on this planet, and therefore we need to pray to Indra and offer him all the sacrifices. So this is a fact of life, Srila Prabhupada mentioned. It's a fact of life that Nanda Maharaj tries to explain. Well, whoever, it's a very simple example, like you are going for a job and the employer is paying you, obviously you have to keep going. Similarly, Indra, he is giving rains, which is giving life and sustenance to all the forests and then all the cows. and all the people and the denizens of Vrindavan. And therefore, Indra is very much important. So, what do you do? So, Nand Maharaj mentions, well, we worship Indra, we offer grains to him, and then we also offer other paraphernalia to Indra. And so, what do you accomplish with it? That was Krishna's question. So, Nand Maharaj said, well, we accomplished three important things. What are these? He says religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification, which means dharma, artha, and kam. These three things we attain, right? Well, moksha is not a part of this. So, for a grahastha, these three things are very, very important. He needs to sustain. As Nanda Maharaj, as a king, he doesn't just need to sustain his own family, but the whole society of cowherdmen. So therefore, Nanda Maharaj clearly mentions we attain religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification because of it, and therefore we continued. And then there is one more important thing. So Nanda Maharaj said one important thing. Although it is not based on scriptures, he hasn't mentioned any scripture, but he mentions that it is based on sound traditions that are going on for ages. So, if we don't do it out of some lust or, enmity or fear or greed, then it will have a bad fortune. And therefore, it is good to have a good fortune and continue with whatever we are doing. And that's what Nanda Maharaj tells to Krishna. And then Krishna is the biggest preacher. How? Now Nanda Maharaj has mentioned it's a tradition, it is going on for ages, and it has some shastrical references, but then it's a sound tradition. What else do you need to mention? Now Krishna turns around the table. What Krishna says that, hey, my dear father, let me tell you one thing. Krishna was sure. The purpose and intent of Krishna was very clear. He wanted to break down or knock down Indra's false prestige. Indra was very much blown up by his false prestige, and Krishna wanted to break that up. So Krishna uses an atheistic philosophy, which is called Karmavad or Karma Mimamsa. Krishna uses this atheistic philosophy of Karmavad to do what? To refute the arguments of Nanda Maharaj. And how refutes? Nanda Maharaj is saying it's a very good tradition and everything is going on very well. But then Krishna tells, hey, who is responsible for your prosperity? Who is responsible? Well, Nanda was thinking, who is responsible? Obviously Indra. But Krishna tells Nanda Maharaj, no, Indra is not responsible for your prosperity. It is your karmas that are responsible for your prosperity. Why? Because if you don't do karmas, what will Indra do? As simple as that. Nanda Maharaj was like, oh my God, small child, speaking like this Karmavad philosophy like anything. So then Krishna continues. And Krishna tells Nanda Maharaj, see, my dear father, karma is the most important thing, right? Now Krishna himself, God, he himself is God, and then still he's speaking an atheistic kind of a philosophy. And he's saying, my dear father, see, everything is dependent of karma. There is also a verse saying, na hi suptasya singhasya pravishanti mukhe mragaha. So, if a lion is sleeping, will a deer come in his mouth and say, hey, please eat me, you are hungry for last 2 days? Will a deer say like that to a lion? Obviously not. Why? Because if the lion has to survive, he has to kill his own prey and then be prosperous. But the point here is, Nanda Maharaj was relying on Indra. Krishna said, no, rely on your own karmas. And then, your karma will define your destiny. Now, Krishna goes to the next level and it speaks out that even the supreme controller, the God himself, is dependent on the result of karma. Now Krishna goes to the next level and he's speaking that Supreme Personality of Godhead The Krishna, being himself Supreme Personality, speaks like this, and he says that Supreme Personality, God himself, is dependent on karma. Well, this is karmavad. Has nothing to do with devotional service. It is karmavad. Simply, he is giving a philosophy out to Nanda Maharaj. So therefore, destiny, your destiny depends on your good or bad karmas. If you do bad karmas, you will have to suffer. If you do good karmas, you will reap the benefits. So the whole entire universe is based on conditioned nature of living beings. What does that mean? It means karma, if you do good karmas, you will get a good body in the future or reap benefits in this life itself. But if it is the otherwise, you will have a lower life of, maybe animals or plants or whatever. So therefore, Krishna goes to the extent and he says, my dear father, work is worship. Work is worship. What is wrong in this philosophy, right? We'll discuss that. And therefore, don't depend on Indra, depend on your own karmas. So, these karmas are based on varnashram and occupational duty of Vaishya. Then Krishna explains the occupational duties of Vaishya. And what are these? It is farming, commerce, cow protection, and money lending. You can do these 4 types of businesses and do nicely, and you will reap the benefits. And all these varnashram, so this whole karma is dependent on your varnashram, which is your nature, your psycho-physical nature. And this varnashram is dependent on 3 modes of material nature. Right? It is dependent on 3 modes of material nature. And the rain that you are getting from Indra, which mode of nature it is? Goodness, passion, or ignorance? It is passion. The second mode of nature, which is the passion. So passion, with passion comes rain. And therefore, Krishna completely gives all the 3 modes of nature and establish its relationship with karma. Wonderfully he has done that. And therefore, now Krishna comes back out of his philosophy and tells, my dear father, therefore, you should worship Govardhan. Oh, how Govardhan comes into picture? Well, Krishna explains, because all our karmas are directly dependent on our dear Govardhan hill. Why? Because Govardhan is the giver of all the, fruits, grains, vegetables, grass, whatever is required for us and our cows to sustain. So why do you need to depend on Indra? But depend on what? Your own karmas. But your karmas are dependent on, well, Govardhan. Whatever karmas you do with Govardhan, you'll get the benefits. Moving forward, Krishna has a proposal. So, next Krishna gives a proposal. My dear father, now what you should do? Okay. So, first thing Krishna proposes is, my dear father, you should go and worship 3 things. So, today only His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj explained. So, Govardhan Puja, this day is not just meant to worship one mountain, Govardhan. But we have to worship 3 different things. What are these? There are cows, brahmanas, and Govardhan. So these 3 needs to be worshipped. So Krishna gives him what needs to be done, what objective needs to be set, and then Krishna tells him, Nanda Maharaj, how you need to worship Govardhan hill. And the same tradition, how to worship, is what we follow even today. So what Krishna mentions, how to worship Govardhan? So first of all, Krishna tells Nanda Maharaj, okay, first thing you do is, make some sweet rice. By cooking rice, we make this hill of Govardhan. So Krishna tells, okay, make some sweet rice. And also, Prabhupada mentions vegetable soup. Although, vegetable soup is actually mainly, vegetables probably made with some kind of a gravy, which is like in a liquid form. So that is what Prabhupada refers to with vegetable soups. And then also make cakes, because Prabhupada is explaining all these to the Western and world. So Prabhupada mentions cakes. But what we know is, we need to make a lot of, sweets and pakodas and all those kind of, fried things. And then lastly, Krishna mentions 4th thing, which is milk products. Anything that can be made out of milk products, which may be it can be milk, milk products or milk sweets related to milk, you know, all the sweets. And then from dahi, the curd thing, and then things made out of ghee. Earlier in those days, I don't remember if there are more mentions of vegetable oils and all. Probably everything was cooked in ghee, cow ghee, maybe buffaloes also. So, and then you need to also have products of other, other milk products you can keep together. So these are the items we should cook in Govardhan Puja. And then Krishna goes on. This is Krishna. These are Krishna's words. These are Krishna's words. He has completely given what to prepare, how to do, and everything. And then Krishna mentions, go and feed all these beautifully made, nice, items to Brahmanas. Go and feed all these to Brahmanas, and also give gifts to Brahmanas as charity. And then feed all these, sumptuous made things, made items to other people. After Brahmanas, you should feed it to others. And therefore, the tradition is, whenever we have any festival or any, celebration, then first we, feed the Brahmanas, gift them, make them happy, and then all others are being served. So this is a tradition going on since then, because these are Krishna's instructions. And then Krishna mentions, okay, then after that what? And then go on and feed grass to the cows. The second instruction is go and feed grass to the cows. And then finally, take everything and offer it to Giriraj Govardhan. Finally, go and offer everything to Govardhan. And it doesn't end here. Finally, once you have offered everything to Govardhan, there was a sacrificial arena also. So fire sacrifice was also done. So while offering everything to Giri Govardhan, first the fire sacrifice was being done by the priests. And then it doesn't end there. Then finally, we should circumambulate. Now the sequence of that is, you should circumambulate the cows, then you should circumambulate the Brahmanas, then Govardhan, and finally the sacrificial fire. Though these four needs to be circumambulated. And it's not mentioned how many times, but at least we do it 3 times. So this is how it needs to be done. And then finally Krishna gives his idea. So my dear father and all the senior Vaishnavas, this is my suggestion. So this has to be done in a way that Krishna mentioned. And then simply Nand Maharaj accepts it. With all the senior Vaishnavas and senior men in the town, everyone accepts Krishna's suggestion. And once this suggestion was been accepted, then they start executing it exactly the same way as Krishna has mentioned. And finally, the Vrajvasis celebrate Giriraj Govardhan. But once they start offering everything to Giriraj Govardhan, then Krishna mentions one thing. Hey, Indra never comes to receive your gifts or your offerings, but Giriraj himself comes up. And then Krishna goes on, expands himself, and becomes Giriraj Govardhan. And then Krishna starts reciprocating personally. And Krishna starts eating up everything that is being offered to the Giriraj mountain. And so Krishna expands himself into 2. First is the original Krishna, who is there standing with the Vrajvasis. And the other expanded Krishna goes on and becomes Giriraj. So therefore, Giriraj Govardhan is no different than Krishna himself. And therefore, even people, Prabhupada mentions that people bring in small little pieces of Giriraj or Govardhan hills and they worship them as Krishna. Why? Because Krishna himself became Govardhan. And hence, everyone worships, and Krishna becomes Govardhan and accepts all the offerings made to by the Vrajvasis. And finally, Shri Radha Govindev, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, Shri Gaur Nidai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. And finally, everyone celebrates Giriraj Govardhan Puja, and then they end up the day very nicely, happily, cherishing, enjoying all the prasadam, sweets, feast, everything, and happily they come back. Although the future was not that beautiful, because Indra becomes angry. Krishna wanted to make Indra angry, and he does that using his Karmavad philosophy. Anyways, so that's not a part of today's discussion. Once we go through, reach out to this chapter, more details will be shared by senior Vaishnavas. So time is up, so we'll close today's discussion about Govardhan Puja and how Nanda Maharaj receives Gard Muni, which was the original discussion of the day. So thank you so much for your time. If senior Vaishnavas would like to share something on today's special day, or anybody, any devotee who has any question, probably can raise that. Okay. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
हरी हरी हरे कृष्णा हरी 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 हरे कृष्णा। तो अभी थोड़ी देर में यहाँ पे बीच में भव्य और दिव्य अन्नकूट बनेगा, अभी बनना शुरू होने जा रहा है। और उसके बाद लगभग 10:30-11 बजे तक महाराज जी आएंगे, महाराज जी का स्वागत होगा। फिर यहाँ पे कीर्तन, कथा, प्रवचन और परिक्रमा होगी, तो आप सभी इसमें भाग लीजिएगा। और अन्नकूट बनाने में सेवा भी कर सकते हैं, सभी भक्तों का स्वागत है। हरे कृष्णा।